want to be finding things that kind of waste time, but that can have something productive behind it. So somebody asked, how can you stop wasting time if you're not living the life that you want to? Well, I would kind of flip that question around and go, the answer is to live the life that you want to, and then you won't be wasting time. So wasting time, there's a bit of a prejudice against it. Wasting time in some ways can have a purpose behind it. I frequently waste time in the sense that I let my mind wander. I read things that really have nothing to do with my work for that particular day. I happen to like sports a lot, and I'm reading about the inside things going on in basketball or baseball, etc. Things that basically are wasting time, But it's okay because A, it relaxes you, and we need relax from all the tension. But B, things sometimes infiltrate your brain from these somewhat irrelevant things that you wasted your time, and they actually enrich the soil and your thoughts, and they contribute something. But the point is, I lead a life where I do have a sense of purpose, where I do know what I'm supposed to be doing. So it's okay to waste time. The problem is when you're wasting time, don't know what your life is about, and things that you're doing to waste time cannot possibly enrich your brain. So what I would like you to think about is you can't be on tense every moment. You do have to let your mind wander. But if you do it with certain things, they can actually benefit you in some way. So instead of wasting time with online porn or video games or things like that, although sometimes video games might have a positive impact. I don't know. I don't play very many of them, so I don't know. But you want to be finding things that kind of waste time, but that can have something productive behind it, So you take up a game, for instance. You play chess. I once tried to pick up the Asian game of Go, which is very difficult. It's a real brain drain for me because I was writing the war book. I bought a pool table, and I tried to teach myself pool. So you play pool, you learn chess, you learn backgammon, you learn Go, this Asian game. You take up an activity like that where it's kind of relaxing because you don't have to focus on it and you kind of waste time, but also it does something else to you. So I bought a pool table. I'm not saying a lot of people, I bought the cheapest pool table. It was only $500. It was like from an old bar. It had like beer stains on it, and it was the kind that you put quarters in, but it fit in my garage. So it wasn't a fancy pool table, but I got this when I was writing the war book because every afternoon I would waste time playing pool, but it was focusing and learning how to develop some skill on that. It took my mind away from my book, but it taught me some things about strategy. The other thing I learned about myself in this wasting time was whenever I would be brilliant at pool when I was by myself, but when someone would come over and they wanted to play against me and compete, I wasn't very good. I learned that I don't handle pressure so well in games sometimes. Anyway, there can be productive time wasters, things where you're developing some kind of skill, and it's not so intense where you don't feel like you're always focusing so hard, but it enriches your brain. So I would really recommend figuring those kinds of things out. The other thing is to find out what your life is for, to figure out what your career path is, and then you can waste time doing whatever you want. You can play video games up the wazoo, it's fine. It's okay to do that several hours a day. You don't feel like you're wasting your time. What you feel like is, I'm relaxing my brain. When I'm finished, I'm going to go back to my studies of engineering, of science, of whatever it is. Because what happens, the depressing thing of wasting your time is you waste your time and you go, now what am I going to do? Oh, I guess I'm going to watch this thing on television now. It starts becoming a habit where you're wasting more and more time. But if you waste time in a framework of, I've got an hour, I'm going to just waste it, I don't care what, then I get back to when I skill the things I'm learning. It doesn't feel so bad. So that's my advice to you.